Hello, Libra. Thank you for being here. I hope you're doing well. I'm Jen with Timeline Tarot. This is what you don't see coming for the week of February 1st, 2026. I set the intention of this reading to be for Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus. So if you have Libra in any of those placements, odds are there's a little message in this reading for you. If you're not sure what your placements are, in the description box is a link where you can obtain your free birth chart. Also in that description box is information on how you can become a member of my Time Travelers program. As always, this is a collective general reading, so as the messages come through today, just take what fits and leave what doesn't, because if it's not your message, it simply means it's meant for someone else. With all of that said, let's begin. Tapping into the Libra collective now for Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. What does Libra not see coming for the week of February 1st, 2026? Not going to take that because it fell face down. What does Libra not see coming for the week ahead? What do they not see coming? Let's get one more shuffle here for you. Okay, thank you. What do you not see coming this week? Unbothered. And at the bottom of the deck, you have in their head. Okay. Tell me more about this here for Libra, please. Why is unbothered? Something they don't see coming this week and in their head. Overthinking, stressed, and overanalyzing. Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus. I noticed the way I just cut your deck, I got this feeling like feeling frazzled. So I think you're dealing with someone here this week who's feeling very, very frazzled, very confused possibly. Tell me more about this here for the Libra collective. One more shuffle here. Thank you. In your energy, we have the Nine of Cups, we have the Two of Wands, we have the Two of Cups, and we have the Ace of Cups. Okay. In their energy, we have the Ten of Pentacles, the Page of Swords, and the Ten of Wands. The bottom of the deck, Three of Wands, Five of Swords, Six of Swords, and the King of Pentacles. Well, so far, you're looking pretty good this week. Kind of on top of the world, taking care of yourself, nurturing the connections in your life that, I hate to put it this way, but have some value or meaning to you or are reciprocal in nature. There's also a lot of focus here on self-love, which is really nice to see for the Libra collective. So I'm not telling you that the whole week will be filled with unicorns and rainbows and all of that stuff, but there is a feeling here of just feeling unbothered with what is happening in the world at large, but also within your own little world, right? And privately to you. Tell me about that Nine of Cups. Why is Libra in the Nine of Cups? One more shuffle here. Thank you. The Nine of Cups is clarified by the Nine of Swords, the Knight of Swords, and the Devil card. Bottom of the deck, we have the Three of Wands. I almost feel like this is you doing your absolute best this week to overcome any negative thoughts that you may be having. It's like you are actively trying to shift your mindset from an unhealthy one to a healthy one. And it looks like the way you're doing that is, one, there's some planning here of the future or dreaming about a future. And there's also a good, healthy connection here in your life. And there's self-focus. So it's like a three-part process here for you. I need to shift my mindset, and I'm going to do that by focusing on the future, focusing on at least one connection here in my life that is meaningful to me. And in the meantime, I'm going to nurture myself as well. Yeah, Three of Wands until my ship comes in. Tell me about this connection here in the Two of Cups. One more shuffle here. Thank you. And this is like active mental participation, if you will, or mental engagement. Like you're almost trying to convince yourself, like, I don't want to think about that anymore. Either what has happened or what I'm currently dealing with. We have the Eight of Swords. We have the World card. And we have the Three of Cups. I like this. Bottom of the deck is the Knight of Wands. So that Two of Cups there is like a twofold message. It looks like you have had some difficulties with a connection in your life. It's a general collective reading, so I don't know if this person is still actively engaging with you or if it's just some residual feeling or memory that you have in regards to the ending that occurred here with this person. But you're putting it off to the side and you're actively focusing, like I said, on yourself, but on another connection as well here. And and that Three of Cups. And that could just be with friends, community, your children. You know, it could just be like going to work and saying, this week I'm going to have a really good time engaging with my customers or my clients or my coworkers or even my boss. And it could be love for some of you, right? I don't know your individual situations, but it looks like whatever heartache you had tied to a particular connection, it's, you know, you're actively putting it out of your mind this week, and instead you're focusing on healthy connections as well. You have an individual here, 10 of Pentacles, Page of Swords, and the 10 of Wands. This is someone that you've known for quite some time. They could be a child, they don't have to be. But this person is feeling very burdened by the thought of communicating with you or what they should say to you. And we're clarifying here the in their head card. Tell me about the Page of Swords here. So far on the table we have Gemini, Libra, Aquarius for their energy. Tell me more about that Page of Swords. One more shuffle. Thank you. The Page of Swords is clarified by the Four of Pentacles, the King of Cups, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, excuse me, and the Fool card, Aries energy. Bottom of the deck, Three of Swords. Is that Three of Swords tied to this World card? Let's get a yes or no on that. If we get a Ace or a Major Arcana card, that would be a yes. Is the Three of Swords in this person's energy tied to the World card in Libra's energy? One more shuffle here. Thank you. Four of Cups. No, it's not. Okay. So this individual, whoever they are, they're having their own issue. Okay. They're dealing with some type of heartache or loss or setback that doesn't have anything to do in respect to their connection with you. This person is having this like new beginning here, or this new chapter in their life. You've known this person for quite some time, and they are having difficulty this week conveying to you what they are currently experiencing. This person feels stuck in their life. They would like to take action on their own behalf. They would like to move forward towards this new beginning, but this person is having difficulty managing the new beginning, and especially managing the ability to say that to you. So I'm just going to throw this out there because it's the message I'm receiving. Obviously, don't take it if it's not yours. Let's say I'm dealing with a Libra and you're having a separation in a long-term committed partnership, but there's a child involved. This week, you might be actively saying, I'm not going to think about that. There's nothing I can do about it. That connection either came to an end or is in the process of coming to an end. I'm going to focus on myself, you know, my core people, loving myself, planning my future. You could have a child here who's having difficulty with this new beginning. And not only are they having difficulty with maybe the separation, but they're also having difficulty like communicating that to you. If that's not the case, you have someone here in your environment who is undergoing their own change in their own life, and they're just not handling it as well as you're handling the changes in your life. But again, the feeling here is they would like to share this with you or say this to you, but they're having difficulty even putting the words together. Tell me more about this person. What is this person going through this week? It fell face up, so we're going to take them. What are they going through this week? Yeah, the Eight of Cups, the Hanged Man, and the Page of Wands. There's a lot of immature or juvenile energy here for you. So for some of you, this could be your kid that is concerned. I'm going to reverse this as well. For some of you, you are the child. I'm not saying that you're immature. You could be 50 or 60 years old. I don't know. But this could be a parent, King of Cups / Queen of Cups, who is concerned about you. Okay, so keep that in mind as well. This can go either way. If this is someone, and I'm going to read this 3 different ways for you. If you do have something playing out here and there's a child or children involved, they're uncomfortable with the change. Just know that. But they're also uncomfortable telling you that they're uncomfortable with the changes or whatever is occurring here between you and someone else that appears to be affecting them as well. If it's not a child and it's a friend, family member, a lover, they are experiencing an emotional loss. They have been for quite some time. They're having difficulty processing it. They're very much in their head about it. They would like to confide in you and to share with you what they're experiencing, but they're holding themselves back from doing it because they just can't find the right words. For others of you, this is someone attached to you who is concerned about you. They are concerned about what you're dealing with. You're showing up very unbothered, right? You're showing up in your elements, in control, very fair and balanced, very justice-like, very Libra-like. And this person is not sure that they're fully buying the what you're presenting to the world, that everything's great and nothing's bothering me, and I'm happy, happy, joy, joy over here. If that's the case, you have someone here who's not fully buying the presentation that you're putting forward about your happiness. And it's coming from a place of concern and love. But again, they're having difficulty saying that to you because you're coming across as unbothered, and they don't know how to breach the topic or approach the subject to say, hey Libra, I don't think all is well in your world. Let's have a conversation. It's like they're trying to discover a way on how they can bring up the topic. Again, that's a super specific message. I almost feel like I'm doing a personal here, so only take what resonates to you. Bottom of the deck, we have the Three of Wands. I'm going to grab you some advice cards now for each of those three scenarios. Actually, I'm going to do a fourth one here just for you. So for those of you where you are deciding, you're putting something on the shelf and you are actively trying to foster a feeling of joy and happiness this week for yourself because something has been plaguing you, but you just don't want to focus on it too much. Let's get you 3 cards of advice for my Libras who are focusing on healing themselves and happiness and joyful connections in their life. 3 cards of advice for Libras in that position this week. One more shuffle. We have the Ace of Wands. We have the World card. There's that ending. And then we have the Star card. Bottom of the deck, you have the Ace of Swords. So for those of you, that does appear here to be what you're doing. You're either processing an ending or anticipating one. And in the meantime, you're focused on your healing. And something new here has your interest. You're inspired. Again, and this could be you're thinking about the future, or you're learning something new, or you're just focused on self-care as well. But this seems to be more focused about, in respect to the potential of creating something new in your life and sort of putting on the shelf something here that has closed out or is in the process of closing out. There's an immense amount of healing here as well. Ace of Swords, that is the truth. For those of you where you have a child or children involved and they're experiencing something here in regards to the ending that is affecting you, can we have advice for Libras who are dealing with a child or children that are having difficulty discussing the ending or the transformation here? One more shuffle here. Thank you. We have the Six of Swords, we have the Fool, and we have the Strength card. Bottom of the deck, Page of Cups. So yeah, for those of you where this is a child or children here involved, swords, rule communication in tarot. And there is something here about having a conversation with this person, that this is regretful, what is happening here, that something here is closing out. Now, this could be anything. Relocation, changing schools, a divorce in the family. Maybe someone has passed away. Whatever it is that you're dealing with, that you're processing, the child or children involved are processing it as well. And this is just saying that you do have all of the strength and courage and patience and love required to have a conversation with this individual, with the child or children involved here, about this being like a regretful but necessary rite of passage, right, in order to move you and them into this new beginning. Okay, and it's just telling you here to just have some compassion with that Page of Cups. For those of you where this is someone external to you, friend, family member, lover, coworker, could even be your neighbor that you're particularly close with, but they're having a difficulty in their life. They're emotionally disengaging from something, or they have experienced a loss. And this person's having a difficult time connecting with you this week as much as they want to. They just seem to be very stressed about something here. Advice for Libra dealing with that individual. One more shuffle. Thank you. You have the King of Cups, you have the King of Swords, and you have the Wheel of Fortune. Bottom of the deck, you have the Two of Swords. There's something here that if you don't want to be so forward as to breach this topic with them and bring it up when they're not doing that. Then there's something here about just vocalizing to this individual, right? Using that beautiful air energy of yours to vocalize to this person that you are an emotional anchor for them. Like, and it could be something as simple as, hey, it seems like you're going through something, and I just want you to know that I'm here for you if you want to discuss anything in your own time, when you're ready, if you're ready. I just want you to know if you need someone to talk to, I'm here for you. And just to say it in a very resolute way, not a prying way, not forcing them into engagement, just letting them know that you will be a steady emotional rock for them in due time when they feel comfortable with conveying to you whatever it is that they're experiencing. And this is sort of like you standing in the power, right? Standing in your power, saying, I'm here for you, but I'm not going to cross any boundaries as well or force you to discuss anything. I'm just letting you know I'm here for you if you need me. For those of you where you are going through this ending and you're trying to wear a brave face, you do have someone here who's not buying it, okay? I feel like this could be a parental figure or someone who knows you extremely well. They have a lot of love for you, okay? They showed up in that King of Cups / Queen of Cups energy back here. So I feel like this person, plus with the Ten of Pentacles, they've known you a long time. It could even just be a friend. What's the advice for you with this individual? Because I feel like they're trying to discover a way to discuss this ending, or again, something has closed out or is on the precipice of closing out for you. Advice for how Libra can deal with that individual. One more shuffle. Thank you. We have the Eight of Cups, we have the Two of Cups, and we have the Tower. Bottom of the deck, Ace of Pentacles. If you do have a relationship or a connection ending, whether professional, platonic, or romantic, this person is aware of it, even if you've never said anything to them. They're picking up on some clues on the way you're behaving. They also know you very well, and they know that that brave face you're putting on is just that. It's a brave face, but it's not actually what you're feeling internally. There's something here about having an honest conversation, a very truthful one in that Ace of Pentacles, right? All facts, and talking to this person. Again, if you choose to do that, but to discuss with this person, whatever loss here it is that you're experiencing. Maybe you're experiencing an abandonment issue because someone has walked away from you, or a connection here is ending. But there is something here about you confiding in this person. And I almost say with the Tower card, you know, sometimes the Tower card can talk about disaster. And there is something here about you being honest with this person, that everything is not on the up and up. Again, only if you feel comfortable doing that. But if that's the case, you do have something closing out. And I feel like this person would really be by your side. I think they would stand by you if you chose to open up and talk to them. That fell face down. I'm going to look at it, but I'm not going to keep it on the table. Five of Wands. So maybe there is some conflict here. Seven of Wands now wants to show itself. Seven of Wands, the Two of Swords, and the Six of Cups. Bottom of the deck is the Devil, and that's what you're dealing with. This person knows exactly what you're dealing with, even if you've never said a word. They've known you a long time, maybe since childhood. Like I said, could be a parental figure, could be a sibling, could be a best friend that you've known for the last 10 or 20 years. But in terms of advice, there's something here about not blocking the truth from this person. Again, I feel like this is someone very steady in your life, and I think that they would be able to absorb what you're saying without judgment. And that's just the feeling that I get here. We have the Devil, we have Temperance, and we have the Four of Cups. I don't think this person is going to pry or ask any questions. They will just accept whatever information it is that you choose to share with them. I think talking to this person would be very healing for you. I think they would make you feel like you're not alone. I also think that this person maybe could help you figure out the purpose or meaning of what that connection was or is, why it's ending or why it ended in the past. I don't know. I just get this feeling here. At the end of the day, you're in the Nine of Cups. It's kind of like a little faux Nine of Cups, to be honest with you, because you're just presenting yourself as all is well. But this person truly wants this for you. Nine of Cups to the Nine of Pentacles. So this person wants to see you independent and strong and happy, truly, not just as a facade, but from the inside out. So yeah, I think talking to this person will be very healing, but what you choose to do will be entirely up to you. That's what I have for you, Libra, for the week ahead. If you liked all of those messages, if some of them resonated with you, or maybe just found them to be helpful and possibly even a little hopeful, please be sure to click like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hype the video if you're able to do that. And until I read for you again, I am wishing you light, love, and peace.